Welcome to our new series of podcasts about mental health called Mind Matters. We are volunteers for the Alm and Chevos Association. My name is Afonso, I'm from Portugal, and with me today we have...
Hello everybody, I'm Kati and I'm from Austria.
And I'm Cecilia and I'm from France.
And to start this episode off, we are going to talk about some tips for managing stress and anxiety.
We are not experts here, we are just a volunteer, as you heard from before. But we are really interested about this topic and want to share with you our research, what we look for to do this podcast. And also the tips that we have and our experience in that matters. And to have a common ground, of course. Let's start by a definition moment.
So, to start off, we have stress. So, stress is basically a state of mental or emotional strain that is caused by our outside environment.
And also a little definition about anxiety. Anxiety is when you feel really uncomfortable, worried or nervous about something that either has already happened or something that's yet to happen in the future with an uncertain outcome. There are many different types of anxiety, but for this podcast, we've decided to talk about general anxiety that everyone, such as us, can feel in their everyday life or maybe already has felt about.
Okay, and why are we doing this type of why are we starting with this topic? In our opinion, and according to the studies that we researched and everything we were reading and the people we know, nowadays young people are very affected by stress, anxiety, and it's something very present in our lives. It's a topic that is common throughout, I would say, this generation and the ones to come. And we wanted to figure out first why this anxiety, and then give you some tips that we looked for and what we do personally to deal with this type of situations. So, why did we arrive to this situation, or why are today's generation more affected, or would you say that today's generation is more affected by anxiety and stress?
I think personally for me a big part is school and expectations. There can be expectations that you set yourself. You want to do better and you want to be perfect, and it's just not possible. No one can be perfect. But also maybe expectations from your teachers or professors, or also from the surrounding family, parents. And I think most expectations come from from society.
And in a way, we know that nowadays we are just bombarded with information from every single angle, from the radio, television, social media. We are currently always swiping and seeing new things. We can see what's happening on the other side of the world or right next to us, and we end up not having time to think and to process what is happening, and at the same time we are aware of everything. So for example, the problems with the climate and the environment and the state that our planet is at the moment, it's something that can create a lot of stress, personally speaking, and that can lead to a lot of overthinking and a lot of different situations.
Yeah, I think it's also a big difference from before. If we compare the generation of our grandparents and ours, maybe. In ours, we have I don't know, so many of this information, as you said, Alfonso, so many ways to find information that it start to be overwhelming. And in that same way, we also have so many opportunities, so many choices to make. Before, I know my grandpa, he started his job and he stayed in the same place for his whole career, which seems crazy today. Today, we are moving so much, we are in Romania, but we are not coming from Romania. And it's it's an opportunity that we took, but we could have decided to do something else, and after maybe we'll do something completely different. And we have so many choice that this freedom is also bringing with it so many anxiety and stress to do the right choice at the right moment. And yeah, I feel it's freedom, but at the same time, too much freedom, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to manage,
yeah,
I feel
it creates a lot of uncertainty. Yeah. And I remember when I was in 8th, 9th grade, teachers talking with me saying that your generation is going to be changing jobs every few months. And I'm like, sure. I don't know what to think of that. And then you don't know how are you going to be when you're going to retire, how it's going to be your life, like leaving your parents' house and setting up your life, your family, your work, your whatever you want to do. So there is a lot of uncertainty, and that creates a lot of doubts, creates a lot of stress, and it's just a lot. But we are not here to create more anxiety, and we wanted to talk mainly about tips for managing stress and anxiety. And in here we found that there are two different groups, let's say it like that. The first one, the way we express it, and the second one, the way we can focus on something else to deal with this type of things. So to start on the expressing it part, Kati, do you have anything?
Oh yeah, personally I do journaling. I have a diary where if something major in my life happens that is really concerning me and giving me a lot of anxiety, there's like once a month or so, like I write everything down, and then for me the chapter is closed. But I also have a second way of journaling, and it's I started at the beginning of this year to every day write down things I have achieved this day. I call it my achievement list. And so even if I feel down and stressed and I think I did nothing that day, at the end of the week, the month or the year, I can look up and say, oh hey, I actually did a lot. So being with myself and writing really helps me.
Yeah, there is also like different way. I feel like one of, I don't know, the one that I don't use that much but I think would help me, maybe I should start using, it's like expressing, like realizing that okay, now I'm stressed, I feel like I'm anxious, and then go to my friend, family, or just to talk about it and share also what I'm living and stuff like this. I think this could help, and I feel like it's something, I know that it could help me, but I'm not doing it. Why? I don't know, but I think I'm not the only one like this, so maybe like share, don't do what I
Don't do as I do.
What I do.
Yeah, don't do as I do. Exactly. Don't do as I do.
And to go even further on that, I really need that support system. So to me, it's ideal to have friends and family who I can talk with and then just express what's happening with me. Because that way I'm sharing the burden in a way, but just talking and putting things into words let me see what's happening and analyze maybe, okay, this is valid, this is something that I'm dealing with at the moment, but helps me focus and keep a clean mind in the way.
Maybe it can also help you to like take the step backs that you need, like talking about, okay, this make me really anxious at the moment. Maybe it's not something huge, but sometimes we are getting anxious for stuff that are not huge, but huge at that moment for us, kind of. So it helps to put it into perspective and to see that, okay, some other people are also dealing with other stuff that are maybe more huge than ours, but it's not the point. It's like just to take a step back, to observe and to see like, okay, I'm dealing with that, but maybe like I should not focus that much on this right now. And also to see that like you are not alone, because it's when you start sharing, I feel like that people will also share with you, and that you will share together and realize that, okay, I feel anxious, but we like other people also feel anxious, and that's what we realized when we created this podcast and we start talking about it. We were like sharing our anxious, I don't know why we are anxious kind of way and how we manage this. So it was also interesting to see that, okay, we are not alone. Like I'm not the only one being anxious here. So that's also interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And another way how you can step back from society for a moment is to do meditation. And personally I don't do it that often, but I know that there are like two major parts of it. One is like having a breathing technique. So for example, there is a specific amount of seconds you have to breathe in, then you hold your breath, and then for another specific amount of seconds you breathe out. And there's another trick, I believe it's called the 3-3-3 rule. It's when you feel overwhelmed and really anxious, and how to get in the present moment is to think about 3 things you can smell in the room that you are in right now, and then think about 3 things that you can see and 3 things that you could touch, like how would they feel.
And to finish off with this part, I think that we talk a lot about getting outside of our comfort zone and getting outside of our bubble, but at the end of the day, having a daily routine and having something that we can know, okay, I'm going to sweep this amount of hours, I'm going to do this in the morning, you have those things that are always there for you that give you comfort. It's something that really helps us, move on with our day in a way and keep a calm presence. And really to finish off, and this is my favorite one, hugging people. Hugging people is the best stress release I can find. I'm always hugging people and it's so amazing. I just feel like it's so good.
Yeah, actually I share this one. The hugging people, I share it too. And I think like there is an hormone that is like that is propagating in our body when we hug someone that is actually helping release. I think, I'm not sure, I didn't check. I think I read that somewhere, but I don't know where, so we are not expert here. Something that we said, like we have one way it's like expressing, and the other way is focus on something else, and it's mostly what I'm doing. While Cathy is like journaling, I'm mostly writing or reading, but like stuff like fantasy stuff, like something that will never happen in real life, something just to get out of my life kind of way. And it's actually helping me a lot to just take this step back that I need. And I'm also crocheting in the same way, and I think it's related. I'm not sure about this neither, but I think it's related to the breathing pattern or the counting pattern in a certain way, because like when you crochet, you need to count how many stitches you are doing, then two increase, then one decrease and stuff like this. And it's really like kind of mathematic, but also like this is relaxing in a way. I don't know if you get my point, but I can assure you that if you crochet, you will know what I mean. And it's really helping me a lot actually to be really fully 200% focused into something.
Maybe I have to start crocheting as well then.
You should.
But for now, I like to listen to music or even play an instrument to kind of get away from reality. It really, really helps me. And I think, Afonso, you said music is also a big part of your life.
Yes, I use music in every single point of my life, from the morning until the end of the night. I'm always listening to music. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel, whenever I'm not listening to music, I feel like something is missing. So that really gives me comfort. But for example, as a social butterfly, to me, again, meeting with people, even though not in a way of talking to them about my anxiety / stress or other issues that I might be having in my life, but just being surrounded by people, because when I'm alone, I feel like something is missing, and when I'm with the people I love, I feel so comfortable. And the other day, for example, I was talking with my family on the phone, and my mother put my little niece, she's 2 years old, on the phone, and she just said 4 words, but those 4 words, I was like, just got very comfortable and very sweet. It was amazing, really. But yeah, that's just one of the many ways to deal with it. On the other hand, for example, I also submerge myself a lot on movies and series and other types of fiction, because you just go to another world, and for 1 hour, 40 minutes, whatever the time it is, you are just there, focused on that, and you forget everything that is around you. And that is a great way to also get out.
Yeah, basically the opposite of watching a movie is like doing physical exercise. It can also help. For me, especially in nature, being like away from the city, being just me and nature, maybe even combine it with music. So listening to music while having a walk or a run during the forest or in general in nature. I think for me personally, also with the fresh air, it really, really helps me.
I feel like we share like our own way to deal with like our own anxiety and what we do in our daily life. But everybody knows their own way, kind of like everybody knows what is important for them, what they do to help them release a bit of pressure. And what we want to share with you, like the most important is that you are not alone, like with this feeling. I think like many people, maybe everybody, I don't know, is living with a bit of anxiety or stress about some stuff, and just open up around yourself. And if you feel like what we share or what you have in your life or is not enough to help you deal with this anxiety or stress, just try to see with people that are professional about this, like mental health people, professional, I don't know, doctors, or to help you manage it, because like they also can give you support on that. So
to add on to this, while we were doing our research, we understood that this topic is basically intertwined with the way we use internet nowadays, and the way social media and everything related to it is so present in our lives. So we think that is an interesting topic to talk, but we are going to leave it for the next episode. Yay. So with that said, I hope you take care, and please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and look at the description down below. I am Afonso.
I'm Katia.
And I'm Cecilia, and we are from Home and Chevos Association, and see you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.